power from the people.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Indigenous and Northern Affairs.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I'm pleased to rise and speak to the important question that has been raised by the member for Kamloops, Thompson, Cariboo. Of course, I would like to acknowledge first that we are gathered on Algonquin traditional territory. My honourable colleague has raised a question this evening that is really directed to one particular case. And it is a matter of public record right now in the country that the case that she's raising with regard to Onion Lake Cree Nation is currently before the courts. We understand the frustration that the member may be experiencing as a result of this, but while this case is in the courts, there are certain jurisdictions in which we will be limited. However, I want to make a statement that I really believe speaks to where we're trying to get with transparency and accountability. First of all, we want to have a process that is going to include First Nations and that they will be a part of the solution in designing what this transparency and accountability looks like. As a government, this is a priority for us. It is a priority for First Nations. It is a priority for their members. And we understand that it will take us a little time to get there. But First Nations have been very clear with us, and that is that they do not want a top-down approach made in Ottawa solution because it does not work. We saw the former government, of which the member was a part of, try that and attempt to do that top-down approach, imposing upon First Nations what they felt as a government would be the solution. That is not the practice that we have signed on to. We have signed on to a process of reconciliation and working in collaboration with Indigenous governments across Canada. That means we do not impose upon them what we feel is right. We negotiate with them. We come to a consensus on what is the proper accountability and transparency measures that need to be implemented and those that will work. Since last summer, the Minister and the Department have been working with Indigenous organizations, including the AFN, the Aboriginal Financial Officers Association, on ways to enhance mutual accountability. The government has also reached out to community members and leadership through a comprehensive online engagement process, and now they are ready to embark upon in-person sessions across the country over the next few months. I encourage First Nation members to visit the departmental website to learn more about how this process works. And also, the government is continuing to work in full partnership with them to improve mutual accountability and transparency. We remain committed to the process. We remain committed to establishing a new fiscal relationship with First Nations. And in the meantime, we are continuing to invest historic amounts of investment in the billions of dollars in First Nations education, healthcare, housing, community development, in all areas of the country, in all Indigenous governments.